Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kev, co-host of Knicks and Ish. We in the building. It's been a while since we did a recap. Since we even talked Knicks. It's been since the Heat series, right? Um, we kind of took a L on that. But it is what it is, man. That's how the ball went for us. That's how it rolled for us. I ain't mad at it. It happens. We a young team. And this is a building process. This is a building process. But here we are. So here we are. We're gonna start it off with boy, here we go. Steven. Trey Julius Randle, dude is worse than Mitchell I think he's like he always comes out with the worst takes. What's up, Darlene? How you doing? How you doing, Darlene? Always appreciate you pulling up and showing support. Always a blessing. Always a blessing. Let me add Miss Nick.
You
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing? See
chilling,
you raised us
chilling.
up a bit. Um, yeah, pretty interesting, huh? All these rumors, everything going crazy. Not too many players want to play in New York. They can't take the heat. Yeah, it's true. That's true. But that's the way the cookie crumbles here in New York. I already see all the rumors. I see all the Knicks fans mad. Trade Julius Randle. That's like the hot topic. Trade Julius Randle. Get him out of here. But I'm disappointed. But we had a good season overall. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah,
And I mean, I think one thing going back to that first one, not everybody's made to play in New York. Like we get that. You know what I mean? Like not everyone has that tough skin, but us as fans, like we have to do a lot better. You know what I mean? Like they're
yeah,
gonna get it from the media. They don't need to get it from us too. Granted, we say what it is, but some things that I saw after game five, game six, that was a bit much. That was a bit much.
yeah. Especially after Game 6. Um, because I went to the watch party at the Garden, and that was kind of disturbing. That was kind of disturbing, and I
And
know,
to be realistic, those ain't real fans. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
are we upset? A little bit, more disappointed. You know what I mean? But what I didn't like about it, like him or not, we wouldn't have been in this position if he wasn't on our team. Let's just be very clear. And you know,
hmm
Kev, I'm not a big Julius Randle fan. But it is what it is. Without him, there's no way we're making the playoffs. You
no,
know what I mean? Like, so we just gotta just be real with it.
nah,
But
I agree.
for you to be a fan and for you to fuck up MSG by pulling that off, that bothers me as a fan.
hmm Nah, talk about it. Talk
Like
about it.
that's our home. You don't do that shit. That them is some rich, privilege, want clout on social media type fans. I don't rock with those people.
Nah, yeah, that was terrible. Me actually, um, me my boy Raymond T Time was there, and my boy Raymond and his wife was there, and yo, we seen it happening, and I made the LU turn and walked away from it because I'm like, you already know where I stand. You know me, I've always been a Julius Randle supporter, but I call it as fair as I can. Um, did he have did he have a wishy-washy postseason? I mean, a lot of things played a part to it. He didn't have that well of a postseason, but at the end of the day, I'm not one of those guys that's just gonna give up on him and trade him away because things are not working out for us. You know, I think that people gotta understand that Leon Rose said it clearly. 5 years is gonna take. 5 years. So right now we're on a third year of a 5 year rebuild, and we just made the second round of the playoffs.
Right.
I mean,
And let's not act like, regardless of how good or not good he played, let's not act like he was the only reason we lost.
but
No one on our bench showed up. And when they did show up, the coach took them out.
I'll be honest with you. I think we I think we could have possibly, and I'm not too sure, but I think we could have possibly had the worst bench in the playoffs throughout the whole playoffs.
I believe it. Absolutely believe it. And then the minute that Obi started warming up a little bit, Tips took him out immediately for Julius Randle that wasn't giving us anything. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, for what? I know as a Knicks fan, we have suffered many years, but there is no excuse for what fake fans did after that. Yeah, that was terrible. That was terrible. It was bad. Listen, when I saw that, I just was like, I paid no mind to it. I walked the other way. I lit up, whatever I had, and I was just screaming. I was giving Jimmy Butler the F bomb. I'm like, yo, and we just lost to the Miami Heat in a tough 6 game series, right? Um, it could have went either way in my eyes if we would have played well. If we
For
would have,
sure.
because let's be real here, like offensively, they didn't play all that well either. They didn't shoot the 3 point shot all that well either. You know, if you really wanna think, yo, what up, T? What's goody,
What's good?
bro?
What's good?
What's goody, man?
You
Shout out
already?
for pulling up.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to y'all for being here. You heard?
Yeah, man. So as I was saying, like, you know, Miami didn't shoot the ball from three all that well. Even from the field, they didn't shoot all that well. They just knocked down shots when they needed it most, which is something we didn't do. You know what I mean? Um, Defensively, I don't think we played terrible. I mean, we could have played better, but it wasn't like you know, it wasn't like, oh my god, we're not. It's just they made shots. They made shots even when they were defended well. Like they hit those timely buckets that we couldn't get. You know, but the sit here, right? But to sit here and put all the blame on one person, and now you want to get rid of that one person that literally was a part of the reason why we got here. I'm not gonna say he was the whole reason, but he was part of the
A
reason,
big part. Big
a
part.
big part of the reason. When people said, because let's be clear here, when people say he would never ever play up to this level again, that's what people were saying. They said he was done, he was trash, he was washed. They said all kind of shit about Julius Randle. And what did he do? He came back and had a better season. Now he made an all-star game. He made an all-star a second year. And now he's what, third or third team? Like you can't ask for more than that. And then the contract that he's at is like, yo, bro, we got a gift. Like,
Yo, Jules is my boy. You feel me? I'm highly like I'm disappointed in the way he played in the playoffs. Absolutely, but
bro.
I'm not going to sit here and act like he didn't. He's not the reason that, like you said, Kev. He's not part of the reason that we here. Like two of the 3 years that I mean, 2 of the years that we've been in the playoffs out of the last 3 years, Julius Randle's been a big part of that, right?
Hmm.
So for all the people, the fans that be like, oh, the regular season don't matter. Without the regular season, you don't get to the playoffs. If you don't play well in the regular season, you don't get to the playoffs. That's just a simple fact. I don't know if y'all spoke about it already, but the way that the Knicks fans was acting after we lost Game 6 in the
Oh,
front of Madison Square Garden was disgusting. Me and Kev were walking past while they started that whole rating on Julius Randle facing tearing the poster down. And we just kept walking. I said that's corny. They're corny. That's awful. You feel me? Like I'm not saying that you not. I'm not even saying that you can't want Julius Randle off the team. That's fine. That's your prerogative, right? But to show that kind of level of disrespect for somebody who, for 2 out of the last 3 years, literally put on for the team, it's crazy. And we all know that these other guys around the league, watch this kind of stuff. Like, and they're like, why would I go there? Why would I go there? Like, when I mess up, they gonna do the same exact thing to me. It's disgusting, right?
I
But
mean,
yeah,
Maddie, go ahead. My bad, bro.
yeah, he's falling off the face of it, bro. This is his second playoff appearance in his whole career. Like, it's not like you can't even say that he has a big track record of not showing up in the playoffs. You got 6 games, one playoff. No, not even 5 games, one his
Five
first
games and
playoff.
then six.
And then you got this set of playoffs. So to say that he falls completely off the face, no, you need more. But now next year, if we get in the playoffs and he don't show up, that's when you could be like, all right, this is a pattern for this guy. You feel me? But you can't. It's too soon to say that. His first 2 playoff appearances in his career, like, and
And he
not
wasn't
making
a
it.
hundred percent. And we
I
all
was
know
just
he
about to say
wasn't a
that.
hundred percent. He got
Uh,
hurt at the wrong time.
he
Not his
sprained his
fault,
ankle,
of course.
sprained the same ankle twice in 1 month. Like,
Exactly. And, and
You know,
and
what?
I give him so much respect for even coming in the game. And I said it, if he was 50%, he was gonna play. Granted, that's not always the smart move because you can't give us everything. But you know what? What else were we getting? We weren't getting anything else from anyone else. So it didn't hurt us. It didn't kill us. It didn't help us either. But it is what it is.
but
At
I
least we
will.
can. At least we can say he mentally strong enough to make it happen. And I think his last interview with the media, he was like, "I'm not giving no excuse. There's no excuse. I'm not using it as an excuse. It is what it is." How many players in the league we see just sit out of playoffs,
Facts.
sit out of games? Oh
Facts.
well, I'm
You
not
know,
75%. I'm not playing.
Yo,
there's a there's a there's a guy over in Brooklyn who missed the last 2 playoffs because he
but
was
Facts.
so
yo,
hurt.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, Anna, because I never forget the time when Jeremy Lin, we in the mix of a fucking playoff push. You are 90% ready to play, and you say, nah, I'm not gonna play. I wanna get signed next year. Like what? We
Hmm.
need you in a playoff game, and you say that. But here goes Julius Randle on a twisted ankle that was probably like worse than what everybody thinks. And he came out and played. He didn't ball out, but he still played. You know, he showed some
Yeah.
heart, and just putting on a jersey alone
Hmm.
is a trillion tons of pounds on you. So it's like, bro, you gotta give the man some type of credit. You
No,
know
you
what I mean?
absolutely do. And if you're the coach and you see he's not giving us what we need, why not go another route and see what happens? Not saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, to
Mhm.
me, if him on the court isn't giving us what we need, you try something else. And then if that something else don't work, then we, either go back or figure something out. But this playoff series came down to coaching. We were 100% out coached this playoffs. There was no freaking adjustments to stuff. It was just
There was some
painful to
adjustments.
watch as a fan.
There were some adjustments.
Not
I still
enough.
think.
Not
Uh,
enough.
I mean, obviously we lost, but there were some adjustments. I just think Coach Tommy T and the offense that he runs is horrible. Uh, there's early action to try to get a quick mismatch. Then it's one-on-one play after that. There's not enough plays run for the shooters. You want to shoot a lot of threes, but it's mostly predicated off of penetrating and dishing pause type actions. You feel me? Versus running guys off screens and getting your shooters like Quentin Grimes open, like and Emmanuel quickly. They don't come off no screens to get shots. None.
Hmm.
What Miami was doing, they was running Max Strus off screens. They was running Duncan Robinson off screens and getting those guys shots. You feel me? And that's one of the major issues I have with Coach Simon T is that there's no effort to get easy buckets. It's I got guys that can isolate, and that's how we gonna run offense. And it's horrible. It's horrible. Like you have to get guys easy buckets, man. Especially your best players. If your best player is struggling, there's never been. I never see Coach Tommy T run some plays to get Julius Randle going towards the basket to try to get him going. It's more of, oh, you're missing shots. Figure that shit out. You go ahead, go figure it out. Figure it out. Oh, keep shooting threes. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it eventually.
Yeah,
Keep
that
shooting
makes
threes.
true.
And and that's the biggest knock that I have on Coach Tommy T. I gave him his praises towards the end of the season because he started doing things that I like, but it's not enough things that I like. I think offensively that's where we lost the game. Defensively, I think we played as well as we could. Uh, like Kev said, they wasn't shooting well from three. They made timely threes, but overall in the series, they wasn't shooting well from three or regular field goals. Period, because we was playing really good defense. It just when it came down to offense, it was like I don't even got a description for it, but it was definitely looking like we was trying to fit a circle into a square hole all series. Like
It's like we
and
fed into what they wanted. They wanted someone other than Julius and Jalen to beat them, and they played that way. The way they
Hmm.
defended them too, they played that way, and we fed into it. We didn't do anything different,
Nah,
and
we
then
did.
you
and
can
we
see
couldn't
that,
because nobody else was scoring.
and
Honestly,
you see Spo conceded the fact that Jalen Brunson gonna do whatever he's gonna do. Like he's gonna get his buckets, but we can't let nobody else score.
right?
And he believed that nobody else could score, and he was right. He was like, "We're not gonna let Julius Randle get off. We're gonna let Jalen Brunson do what he does," and that's how they defended us. But all in all, this postseason was to me this season in a total was a success. It
Hmm.
is the right steps moving forward. Uh, is somebody possibly going to be moved this off season? I can see it happening. I can see it happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a major move. It's a minute move, like to get another role player on a team or something like that. Probably see Evan and some picks get moved somewhere. But other than that, like this season as a whole was a success. I have no complaints, man. Am I disappointed we ain't in the Eastern Conference Finals? Absolutely. But am I content with the fact that we made it to the Eastern Conference semis? Yes. I sleep well after the night of us losing. I sleep well.
Nah,
But
and I think once we traded for I think once we traded for Josh Hart, we kind of took off. We took off. Um, so I expect the front office. They sneaky with it. They real sneaky with it. I don't see them making no major moves for no star players like Joel Embiid or Damian Lillard or Carl Anthony Towns or I
bro,
don't see them making none of these trades because none of that shit to me makes sense. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Kev,
I don't see the tandem of Carl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle working. I don't see that
yo,
working.
yo,
You know, um,
Kev. If they go after Cat, hypothetically, if they go after Cat, Julius Randle's out of here. Like that's the only way that's gonna work,
yeah,
right?
but
But if for fans who want Carl Anthony Towns, because I see it's quite a few people that's like, yeah, get me Cat. I'm like, if y'all don't like Julius Randle, what makes you think you're gonna like Cat? Because the
Word.
guy who just sent us home in the playoff was a teammate of Cat and called him soft while he was on the team with him. So what you think? If you think Julius Randle don't have the heart or the mental capacity to play in New York, what you think Carl Anthony Towns has that? If for the fans that say that Julius Randle's nothing but an empty stat guy, what do you call Carl Anthony Towns? He's not a winner.
Nah, he's
He's not a
not,
winner.
bro. Bro, if you look at his playoff record, he's 4-12, 4-12. He hasn't got out in the first round in the three times he's made the playoffs, right? And he's played terrible. If you think Julius Randle played bad in the bro, in that series against Denver, I think he only had two good games. In game one and game two, in game one he had 11 points.
That's crazy.
Game two he had 10 points.
And
And
this is the guy. And this is the guy. They like, yeah, get me Cat. Shut up.
yo, bro, I'm
It's
good.
just a name thing with
I
some fans,
passed,
yo.
bro. I
It's just a
passed.
name
Like,
thing.
and the thing is, like, even like a guy like Joel Embiid, right? Don't get me wrong, Joel Embiid is a good player. He's a star player. He's an MVP caliber player. But you know what? You're gonna have to break up your whole squad to get somebody like that.
And that shit never works.
And it never works. Just ask the Brooklyn Nets. Just ask the Brooklyn Nets. They don't it just doesn't work. And for fans that want to trade for Joel Embiid and all these guys, it's just to me, it just it's it's a proven fact that it doesn't work. Me personally, I wanna stay the route we going, bro. I wanna stay the route we going. I think we doing the right thing. I think that we way above the Brooklyn Nets right now, like way ahead of schedule. You know what I mean? And I love every single bit of it. You know what I mean? What up, Jaffe? Um, but at the end of the day, I want Leon Rose to keep doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? If we could somehow, some way, find a way to get rid of Evans Fournier, Derrick Rose, those kind of contracts, I think we'd be all right, man. Somebody's gonna those contracts are kind of valuable right now because if I'm not mistaken, they're expiring contracts.
Absolutely. Both of them expire next year. I mean, I think he got a team option after next year. And so does Derrick Rose. So yeah, they're expiring contracts, and they could be moved, and it's gonna be easy
Yeah,
to move. It's gonna be to me. They're easy to pair with some picks for somebody solid. But yeah, man, I got faith in this front office, man. Like since they took over, we made the playoffs 2 out of 3 years after an 8 year drought of the playoffs. That says
right,
enough. Uh, and the moves that they make, it be so subtle, but it makes so much sense. Aside from the Jalen Brunson acquisition, that was the biggest transaction that made the most noise. But everything else has been like real under the radar type moves that make sense. And I see that happening again this off season. If a move is made in the off season, it's gonna be a real subtle type move that everybody gonna be like, okay, I'm not mad at this. And then when it actually hits the court, you see it pay major dividends. Uh,
hmm
but I just get one more thing about the fans, man, because it's been bothering me for a little minute. When did we get so? Excuse me. When did we get so entitled? When did we get this whole like we supposed to be in the Eastern Conference Finals type vibes? Like I'm not saying you're not supposed to be disappointed that we didn't make it. Absolutely, I'm disappointed too. But the disgust at which some fans have the fact that we didn't make it is mind boggling to me. It's like, why are you disgusted, bro? First of all, we're not even supposed to be in the Eastern Conference semis,
We weren't even
right?
supposed
Like,
to make the playoffs.
yeah,
To some people.
like I understand we ain't been in like in this situation in a very long time, but still, where do you get this kind of like entitlement that this is a norm for us?
Word.
Nah, y'all supposed to be clapping it up. Yes, we made it to the playoffs. We made it to the second round. It was good. It was a good run. Let's come back next year and try to top that. And I just don't understand. Like that's part of the reason of the outrage from about Julius Randle bothers me. It's like, yo, bro, like where did this high standard come from? Like, where did this high standard come from? They think, oh yeah, but Patrick Ewing, bro, that was a million years ago. You feel me? Like that was a million years ago. Patrick Ewing was one of the best players in his time. You feel me? Like you can't comparing Julius Randle to somebody like Patrick Ewing and holding him to a Patrick Ewing standard is unfair to Julius Randle. There's only one Patrick Ewing, right? Only one.
I think it's more just we were saying it before you got on. Like fans are just doing things for clout at this point. You know what I mean? Like they just want social media clicks and likes and views and all that, and that's where all this is coming from. Because fans like us that are OGs, it really sucked more just because it was the Heat. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
are we happy with the route we're going? Absolutely, we did. We beat expectations this year.
Yup.
And for me in this rebuild, it's always in the offseason been how can we get better than last year? How do we progress from the year before? So for me, it just stung more because I don't like the Heat. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But am I upset? No, just a little more disappointed because I know we could have done better play wise. But at the end of the day, we progressed from last year. And we got a lot to look forward to because it's only getting better. And I
yeah,
agree with you, T Time. Like the moves, first of all, this upper management, they haven't let us down yet. They've drafted well. They brought in the right pieces, and so I definitely have faith in them. I was telling Kev that earlier. They've gone so silent since we've gotten out of the playoffs that you know something's gonna happen. We just
yeah,
don't know what. But they went straight silent, said none of my players are talking to the media. It's a wrap. And
yeah,
so I definitely expect something to happen. Definitely not nothing big. And to be honest, I don't want those big names. Because when you get those big names, those are players that you need to build around. And I feel like the build around needs to be around Jalen Brunson. That's the build around. We need
yeah,
to build and bring in role players that help open up the field more for Brunson and Randall. Brunson definitely our number one guy. I mean, it's
yeah,
just it is what it is. He's proven it regular season and postseason. We definitely need an offensive coach because something got to give. We can't just keep running this. It's too obvious to our opponents what's gonna happen. It's either gonna be in Randall's hand or Brunson's hand, and that's it. So we
yeah.
definitely need an offensive coordinator, coach, whatever, and we need to bring in someone that can give us consistent scoring.
Facts.
Yeah. I agree with that because the offense is definitely like it. I'll be watching the game. I'm like, I already know what's gonna happen. And one thing I never somebody said it. I don't know who it was, and it made a lot of sense. And it was like, yo, why don't the Knicks run more pick and rolls between Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson? I'm like, yo, bro,
Yup.
it don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. Like, why that's like, if you're going to be pick and roll heavy, why what is that sound? It's not the
I don't know.
if you're gonna be
That
pick and roll heavy, like why your two best players, a guard and a power forward, is not continuously put in that situation, pick and roll, pick and pop.
exactly.
I don't know who it is, but it sounds like I could. Nah, that ain't you, Kev. You just muted yourself and it was still doing it. But it's some feedback happening. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, like I don't understand why that doesn't happen. And this is a major issue. What I have with Coach Tommy T is like, yo, bro, like defensively, yeah, you got the two clicking, but offensively, bro, it has to be easier. Like it has to be easier.
Yeah, offensively, he gotta do like he gotta let Johnny Bryant handle the offensive play calling. If because these guys they respond to Johnny Bryant. They respect Johnny Bryant. You know what I mean? So he gotta be the
Yeah,
one to
that
be
was
able.
that was Anna with the feedback.
Oh, that was Anna. Oh,
Yeah,
all right. Hopefully she
I,
jump back in. But she's right though, because I wanted to add on to what she was saying. Like you got quickly a late round pick. You got Grimes a late round pick. Mitch a late round pick. Deuce a late round pick. You got all these young players that now they got at least Grimes got what a year. He's gonna have another year of playoff experience under his
yeah.
belt. You know,
Well,
Mitch
this is
got
his first. This was his first year of
this was his
playoff
first
experience.
year, so next year
Yeah,
he'll have some more experience.
yeah.
Quickly got 2 years under his belt.
Mhm,
RJ got 2 years under his belt.
mhm.
Mitchell Robinson didn't play the first year, but now he got a year under his belt.
Yeah.
You know, so if we somehow some way, Obi got 2 years experience under his belt if we keep him.
Mhm.
Um, so you know, I I love this front office, bro. I ain't mad at him. If it's up to me, you know how I feel, bro. Like I'm hearing rumors again, Donovan Mitchell again, and it's
Bro,
like, bro, it doesn't
every
make
year.
sense, bro. We went through this again already last year. You already seen what kind of pieces these general managers be asking for, outrageous trades that don't make sense. And we already seen Leon Rose ain't falling for none of that. So the fact that a lot of these fans are, oh, trade Julius Randle, fire Tibbs, like none of that shit is happening. Like Julius Randle's not getting traded. Coach Tommy T is not getting fired. We kind of said this. We kind of said this in the beginning of the season, T. I don't know if
Yeah,
you remember this,
yeah.
but we said this. He had one good season. He was coach of the year. The next year he made the playoffs. If he makes the playoffs a third time and he wins the playoff series, be prepared to see Coach Tommy T one more year.
That's a
They're gonna
fact.
let him stay and finish what he started. They're not
That's
just
a
gonna
fact.
fire him unless he missed the playoffs, and he didn't do that. He doubled his wins. We went from what? We won 39 wins last. We got 39 wins last year.
Something like that.
39,
Yeah,
something like that. So we went from 39 wins to 47 wins. You know,
yeah.
we won a playoff series against
Mhm,
a team that we were supposed to lose to.
mhm.
You
Facts.
know, and we surprised a lot of people. So
Yeah.
you can't expect Leon Rose to fire his man, and that's his
We
man.
we won 37 games last year. We
Look at
we
that.
we
We won
we
37 games, so
yeah.
we doubled our wins.
We
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 doubled.
increased by 10. You feel
Yeah,
me? We increased by 10.
that's what I'm
Nah, but
saying. Like,
yeah,
we,
we said we called this last year. Like I they gonna give him a chance to redeem himself, and if he make the playoffs, and like you said, win the playoff series, he
yo,
gonna be here. You feel me? And he's gonna be here. So like I get it, and I voice your opinions, man. You feel me? Like if you are disgruntled with Coach Tommy T, all right, but just make sure your expectations are realistic. You feel me?
mhm,
Like you can't just make sure you understand. Like yeah, you want to fight, but make sure you understand he ain't going nowhere.
word.
Like make sure you understand that a two-time All Star and two-time All NBA third team player is not going anywhere. Like it's not happening. It's not
Mhm.
happening. This front office always continuously says that they believe in Julius Randle. Uh, Maddie, you bugging, bro. Uh, and, and, and that's a you know what
But
I'm about to I'm trying not to go off on a tangent, but
Yo,
I'm about
Matt,
to.
yo, but hold on. Let me respond to this, Maddie. And you know that I rock out with you all the time, Maddie. But Zion Williamson, Zion, and T Time, me and T Time spoke about this all the time, and I used to tell him, I love Zion. I think he's a great player. Again, Julius Randle has the edge over fucking Zion because he plays.
Yeah,
He plays. He's
that's
never hurt. He plays a full season. Zion Williamson missed 2 seasons where he only played less than 30 games. He played one season of 62 games and then that was it. And then that's it. So we're gonna go and trade. First of all, why would the Pelicans trade back for Julius Randle? That don't even make sense to me.
yep.
That don't make
Nope.
sense.
He used to be a Pelican.
He
Yep.
used to be a Pelican, so why would I go and trade back for him?
When I
And
should get it, when I didn't want to re-sign him when he was a part of the team.
exactly. And how is the tandem of Julius Randle gonna work with Brandon Ingram and them? It's not gonna work.
Yeah,
It's not gonna work.
that's a
So
fact. Yep.
forget
And,
about it.
and Darlene, and this is that be my whole thought process. Like when I see some of these fans, so upset and outraged. And I'm like, yo, y'all must have thought we was really going to the championship. Like, and I listen, and just to cover my bases, I put some bread down on the Knicks winning the championship just to cover my bases. But I also knew like the odds were slim to none. You feel me? Like the odds were slim to none that we were winning a championship this year. I just wanted to see us go as far as we could possibly go. Uh, and yeah, realistic. I don't think fans are realistic. They're like they're out of their minds sometimes. Like I said it even before the playoffs started on Who Run the City. I said, yo, if we make it out the first round, I'm content. I'm content. I'm happy. Like if we
Mhm.
make it out the first round, get bumped second round, I'm happy. Like Anna was saying, I'm just disappointed that we lost to the Heat because of the rivalry. But I, bro, I still tip my hat to the Heat. Like everybody, sometimes the media talk heads get it right, and what they were saying about the Heat is absolutely right. This is not a regular eighth seed.
No.
You talk about this same team was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and the year before that was in the NBA Finals. Not your regular eighth seed, bro. They dealt with some injuries throughout the season. Not your regular eighth seed. They coach really well. They have really good veterans on their team. And like you said earlier, they made shots when it mattered most, and that comes with the veteran leaderships they have on a court. Uh, and that's why I'm happy with my team, bro. It's like because all in all, when we could have packed it up in Game 5 and be like, "All right, gentlemen, sweep, we'll be back next year," we said no. We're gonna send it back to Miami, and even that game in Miami came down to the wire. It came down to the wire. We're
As
gonna
a
be
matter of
back next.
fact,
Yeah, go.
as a matter of fact, and I saw the NBA put out a report how with 2 minutes
2 minutes.
left,
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
2 minutes left, three calls that could
Yep.
have favored the Knicks down the line
Two of
kind of
them were
pull up.
offensive
And
fouls.
these are things that are never spoken about as well. Like I feel like the series was very one sided. I feel like they were playing dirty and they were getting away with it. There's so much evidence behind it. Especially when they was trying when they literally like you couldn't even fight it when they literally try to take Jalen Brunson out the game. Caleb Martin, that was wild, you know. But hey, it is what it is.
Yo,
Shit happens. Um, I feel like if we just add, nothing crazy, fix the bench is something that we always spoke about. Fix that bench. I feel like if we could add some more weapons to it, I feel like that would be, don't be surprised if you hear like there's a name out there. I know guys are gonna be like, yo, Kev, what are you talking about? But Max Truss, that kid is good, bro. He's a free agent this year.
You talk about the dude that just lit us up in the
Yeah,
playoffs. Yeah,
he's a man. He
yeah,
can shoot. He can
yeah.
shoot though.
Nah, but to your point about the 2 minute report, this is what I be upset about. This is what me and Big Fan Breezy on Who Run the City had like a whole pretty much show about
Yeah.
was like it's especially in the playoffs, bro. Like my bad don't suffice. It don't suffice. We're
No,
we're
I don't.
sitting at home and you're telling me that you missed three calls in the last 2 minutes of the game that was in our favor.
Hmm.
Two, three, not one, three. Now, who's to
Yeah.
say that don't turn into buckets for the Knicks in a game that was at one point a 2 point game? At one point, it was a 2 point game. It was tied. You feel me? Like how, like I don't want my bad in a 2 minute report. There needs to be
Yeah.
some kind of and then the crew chief of that referee staff in Game 6 was ref in Game 1 of the uh uh what you call it the Lakers
And Warriors game, Warriors.
no Lakers Denver game. Scott Foster was refereeing. He was the crew chief there, and he was the crew chief of the same of the game that we lost. He was the crew chief in Game 1 after him and his team fucked up Game 6 for the New York Knicks by missing three calls in the last 2 minutes.
Yep.
Which one of them was a moving screen, which they could have been calling all series? Literally,
Yo.
Bam Adebayo moved on almost, I say, 90% of his screens, man. But that's neither here nor there. Scott Foster is a war criminal. He's a crook. He deserves to be put in jail. They need to investigate him for gambling.
Yo,
They need to
word.
investigate him for gambling because the way he butchers games, especially in the later part of games, it don't make sense. How you three missed calls in the last 2 minutes, man, on an elimination game is deplorable. It's disgusting. Somebody need to be held accountable, but there's no accountability for refs, man, and
No.
that's nasty work.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's terrible. Because I feel like every time the Knicks try to make a run, it was tough. It was something would happen for them to like take the momentum away from us. And every time
Yeah,
they took the momentum away from us, they would take the ball down the court and make a basket and make a basket and make crucial baskets that will kill us. You
yeah.
know, so when I seen that 2 minute report, bro, I wanted to strangle Scott Forster. If he was next to me, he would have got strangled.
Oh man,
So
nah, but we definitely moving in the right direction, man, and it's a cause to be optimistic for Nick fans, man. Uh, I need RJ Barrett to be more consistent throughout the season. Uh, I have faith that Julius Randle's going to come back and do the exact same thing that he did this season during the regular season. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. And if we could get a consistent RJ Barrett, there's no reason why we can't go from a fifth seed to a fourth or a third seed, like in next year. We just need consistency
yeah,
from the other guys like RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly. Like if we get consistency from those guys, bro, like the sky's the limit next year. Uh, and I'm interested to see what the front office is going to do, what move they're going to make, because every offseason they go dark. They go dark during the offseason, except for the situation with Donovan Mitchell. That was last season was loud. You feel me? On both
yeah,
fronts, on Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, it was very loud. But for anything else, they go dark. When moves need to get made, the Knicks go dark, and I think
yeah,
that's a big reason why. Leon Rose or Worldwide West or Scott Perry, they don't talk to the media because they don't want none of their moves to be broadcast.
And
You know what I mean?
I don't blame him at all, man. I don't mind it. People get offended that the front office, they don't come out and talk to the media and talk to the fans, but that really doesn't bother me. Excuse me, excuse me. I know that back then we used to never get none of that. We never used to get none of that, so I'm already used to that.
Yeah.
So to see what they're doing, that's like nothing to me.
I just
And
I just want to see results.
that's it. That's it. I just want you to improve my team. I just improve the team, get better. You know, get on RJ Barrett. I want him to try to lose some weight because he looked a little bigger this year.
Yeah.
I think from that injury in the off season, whatever surgery he had kind of like um set
Set him
set
back.
his yeah set him back a little bit, so he kind of like gained some weight or whatever. But I think now that he's fully healthy, he could be able to get back on his game and work out
No,
more.
but I think the weight he put on was purposeful. Uh, like whenever you trying to gain weight, you have to bulk up first, and then you can start shredding the weight. Uh,
Right.
and I hope that was the plan for RJ Barrett to get stronger. Uh, but now he has to tone up so he can start get back to being more agile. Uh, because defensively, I think that's what was holding him back. His mobility looked atrocious this year, especially on the defensive end. But yeah, kid's only 22 years old, man. 22
Bro,
years old. And if you ask me, out of the three in his draft class, the top three in his draft class, we absolutely picked the winner. One guy in Zion Williams can't even stay on the court for more than 30 games. And the other guy can't stay on the court because he want to tote guns on IG Live.
yo,
And
you know,
like so, we win. We win the draft. I don't. Out of the top three, we win the draft. I don't care what nobody say. Uh, are they? Uh, Zion Williamson and Ja Morant both better basketball talents than RJ Barrett? Yes. But when it comes to what it comes down to is uh, can you stay on the court? That matters because if you ask most scouts, Greg Oden was better than everybody in his draft class. And we never got to see that because he couldn't stay on the court. And that's what's most important to me. Zion Williamson can't his body is too big for what he does. And unless he lose a tremendous amount of weight, he's always going to have these issues. And John Morant, he got mental issues. He need to check. He need to talk to a therapist or something because I don't know what's going on with the young man. Like the NBA is watching. They don't like what what you do. I'm not here to say if it's right or wrong. Don't care. You're employed by somebody who frowns upon these things, and this is what people fail to realize. Because I seen JJ Redick on First Take getting all hyperactive, but bro, at the end of the day, you have a job. I have a job. I work for a hospital, but I guarantee if I was on IG toting guns and my job got wind of me being on IG holding firearms, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, Terrence, roll up in this office real quick. I gotta holler at you." You feel me? Like, and that's what people forget. You know what I mean? Like they are athletes, but they work for people. They are employees of the organization that they not only the NBA but the organization that they play for, and they don't like that. We know this.
you know,
Paul Pierce said it. He after he got stabbed, he always walked around with a gun. Makes sense, but you never seen Paul Pierce brandishing his weapon. I'm pretty sure the NBA knew that Paul Pierce always walked around with a gun because Melo told us as much that the NBA knows everything you do. So I'm pretty sure they knew John Morant was walking around with guns. The
Hmm.
problem that they have with John Morant with his guns is him on IG Live pulling out weapons. Because the NBA is a business and these guys are role models for children around the world.
And that's why I gotta say thank you, Scott Perry. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you to the New Orleans Pelicans. Thank you to the Memphis Grizzlies for taking John Morant and taking Zion Williamson and leaving RJ Barrett and putting them on our lap and actually, drafting a kid who was actually a real Knicks fan who cried on the podium and said, "Yo, I'm a Knick." Like,
Yeah,
yo, that was fucking amazing.
yeah.
Um, the kid, anytime you've seen him, he's never like you don't never hear anything off the court issues, and if you do see him, he's out there working on his game, trying to
Yep.
get better. You know what I mean? Like you don't hear him with no rah rah bullshit, not out there trying to be somebody that he's not. Um, and the contract that we gave him was that's another thing that is in our favor. You know
We
what I
got
mean?
109,
Yeah, like
109, heavy incentive base, heavy incentive base.
and you know what? You know what was more impressive to me was the fact that even though he had a tough regular season,
Hmm.
he put that shit to the past. He said, I didn't have such a great season this year. I shot the ball terrible from three, but in the playoffs, your man balled out.
Facts.
A 22-year-old kid that everybody was ready to give up on. Get him out of here. Trade him. He's no good. He's not athletic. He doesn't have a bag. He can't knock down a shot. It's time that we move on from him. And then from game three to the Cleveland series, all the way to game five of the Miami Heat series, he was playing out of his fucking mind.
Yo, you know what I want RJ Barrett to learn? I want him to work out with Jalen Brunson this summer.
Yeah,
I want him to learn all
yeah,
those post pivots that Jalen Brunson got. Every last single post
yeah.
pivot that Jalen Brunson got. If RJ Barrett got some of those post pivots, bruh,
You know,
bruh,
you know who's
in the
another
mid
one?
range.
You know who's another one that needs to work with Jalen Brunson more in the off
Who?
season? Emmanuel fucking quickly.
Facts, facts.
Emmanuel fucking quickly. If Emmanuel quickly could add that to his bag, oh boy,
Yeah,
whoa,
I need RJ
whoa.
Barrett to get learn how to the mid range game that Jalen Brunson got in those post pivots instead of just being a beeline. And all I got is I'm going to bully you to the rim and be able to hit you with a post pivot, pump fake, bump you, fade away. Like if RJ Barrett got a bag like 6'6" and as strong as he is, like he's going to be something special, man. Like
Special.
I but he has to continue working on his mid range and all those other things, man. Like you can't be a two trick pony, threes and driving to the basket. You feel me? Like, and I don't even need him to have the handles that Jalen Brunson got because we know Jalen Brunson do a lot of dribbling to get the places that he need to. RJ Barrett is strong enough that he don't need to over dribble to get to the places where he need to get to. Just get to where you need to get, hit those pump fakes and pivoting and bumping people, get you a nice little 10-foot fadeaway over, bruh,
Bro,
bruh.
and the thing is that like you say, right? He don't got all that. He don't got all that fancy, handle, but he still get you 20 points a game. He's still gonna get you 20 points a game,
A-
bro. Like
And now,
20 to
now,
25 at least.
and now, this is my point. Now, all we needed to be is efficient 20 points a game, right? Like I need him to give me 20 to 22 a game on 45 or higher. You feel me?
Right.
He's shooting 20, he's doing 20 a game in lower 40s. I don't That's not great for me. I need him to be more efficient. Same thing with Julius did in the regular season was more efficient, 45% from the field. His three-point shooting was low. He was around like 34. That's slightly below league average. But if we get efficient scoring from our best three players, Jalen Brunson gonna give us damn near 50% from the field every night.
Yeah,
But
that's a fact.
if we get the other two guys to give us efficient scoring throughout the season, bro, it's gonna be a problem.
It
And
is.
if we could get a consistent Emmanuel quickly, uh, when at end of the season he looked hella comfortable. He looked more relaxed playing. Out of, in the playoffs, he tensed up crazy. Uh, I got faith in Josh Hart to help the second unit. I got faith in Hartenstein. Obi just need to be. I need Obi. Obi need to do what he was doing in some of these playoff games: pump faking, driving to the basket, making plays, doing that. Either finishing at the rim, pulling up for a little midi. Like those are things that I need Obi to do instead of just I'm just chucking it. And I got it. I'm shooting it. You feel me? Like and RJ Barrett need to develop a pump fake on the 3 point line too, because like you don't have to just shoot threes, man. Like
Yeah.
you can pump fake somebody, get them out of your face, drive to the basket, or take a step to the side and get a better shot, or pass it, whatever the case may be. Uh, but everybody got to work on their game this summer, except for Jalen Brunson.
I, w-
He
I
perfect.
will I will say this though, when it comes to Obi Toppin. I feel like Obi's gonna be the odd man out. I feel like, and I could be wrong, right? That is just in my opinion. I feel like he might be the one to get traded.
Yeah,
Either traded, um, maybe the Knicks trying to get a draft pick because I know we don't have a pick this year.
yeah,
We traded that away. I was talking with Anna about it, and I think that's the pick that we traded away for Josh Hart in the Portland deal. Um, so I feel like if Obi gets moved for a draft pick, I'm not sure where in the draft, but I'm trying to maybe a late first round pick. If not, maybe maybe move to try to get a better role player,
yeah.
to improve our bench.
So I have, you know, Obi could be a piece to help move Evan. You know what I mean in his
Hmm.
contract because I looked at the free agents this off season for power forwards. It's pretty good guys. This free agents this off season. Uh, Kyle Kuzma is one. Uh, Porzingis, I don't want him back on this team ever. Yeah, I mean, but just to throw the name out there, Derek Jones Jr., Cam Johnson, Ninyang. I think we could use somebody like Ninyang on the Knicks because that guy could shoot the rock.
Yeah.
Ninyang can shoot that pill. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
so PJ Washington, Grant Williams, you feel me? Like these are guys that's gonna be free agents in the power forward position. And I do think we need a backup power forward. I like Obi, but Obi he is a lot to his is a lot to be desired with his game. Uh,
I
I
agree.
wish he would get more PT, but I understand why he doesn't get the PT. Uh, he's playing behind a 25, 10, and 5 guy, one, right? Uh, And not only does Julius score, he rebounds. He defends better than Obi. Maybe not the greatest defender in the world, but he defends better than Obi. He passes better than Obi. Like, so when you look at that, you like, all right, I put this young kid in, we start getting our ass bust. Then it's like, all right, Jules, you got to go back in the game because this kid don't know what the fuck he doing out there. Yeah, I mean, like, so there's some players out there that we could be looking at. Yeah, I mean, the sign this off season, we just got to move some contracts.
Yeah.
Uh, now listen, man, I wouldn't even be mad if we took a look at Cam Johnson, man.
Yo, listen, he's a restricted free agent. Um, I don't know if we got the funds for a guy like that.
I don't think he's
Because
gonna demand over 20. He ain't put up numbers like that to demand over 20.
I
If
know,
we
I know.
move Evan contract, we could afford him.
The only thing, I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree with you. I agree. Like I like Cam Johnson. I think he's a great piece to come off the bench. He plays good defense. His 3-point shot is efficient. Um, I just think that like a team like, let's say like a team like Houston. I
Yeah.
feel like a team like Houston would try and overpay for him, and that'll force a lot of teams to like back off from him. Cause you already know how these teams are, bro. You know, they
Hmm.
they they like to overpay guys sometimes, and they overvalue guys, and they start throwing money at these guys, and
Yeah.
you know, you never know
Yeah.
how that goes.
But it also be like too, like some of these players want to play for winners. They want to get
Yeah,
their chips, but some of them want to play for winners.
yeah, that's true.
Uh,
And I don't think Brooklyn's a winner right now either. So they're
no,
definitely
sir.
not winners. Nah,
I know one person we don't got the bread for is Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma about to get a biggity bag.
nah,
Uh,
yeah,
he about to
he,
get the biggity bag, and he's a starter. Yeah, I mean, like, there's no way to cut that. He's a starter.
yeah,
Uh, but that's why I'm looking at like the Ken Johnsons, the George Niangs. Uh,
Max Truss.
yeah, you that's he's then popping up on the list. To be perfectly honest, he's
Yeah,
a free agent, Kev.
he's a free agent. Yeah,
Yeah, he wasn't popping up on the list. Oh shit. Yeah, Christian Wood is a free agent too.
yeah. Christian
FYI.
Wood is a free agent coming off. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
you
nah.
know who's a you know who's a free agent that I like, bro? That low key would be perfect to come off the bench. Um, Nikolai Vucevic, bro. I feel like Nikolai Vucevic.
He's a five, right?
He's a five. But he could spread the floor out. He could shoot the three. He rebounds really well.
Yeah.
Um, and for $25 million a year, you could probably get him for cheaper, being that they didn't make the playoffs this past season.
That
Um,
that don't that don't usually deter a player's individual value though. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
I
like,
got you.
so he's still probably gonna get that kind of bread. Uh,
Man, you got Jordan Clarkson, um, Josh Richardson. Um, you got
I'm
some
thinking
guys out there,
in
bro.
in my mind, I'm thinking more like the our weakest spot is the backup four position. You know what I mean? In my mind, that's like where we the most vulnerable at off the bench, and Obi is the weakest link in my mind coming off the bench. Uh, so that's the issue. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue and a void that we need to fill. Uh, so that's why I was looking at the power forwards.
Well, you got
And
Jeremy Grant, who's a unrestricted free agent.
Jeremy, we can't afford if we can't afford Jeremy Grant. If we
Nah.
can't afford Kyle Kuzma, we can't afford Jeremy Grant. They like going to get the
Um.
same kind of chicken.
Yeah. We got some guys here. Power forward. Jeff Green.
Yeah, but
Um.
he's a little bit too old. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
like Jeff. He still does some good things on the basketball court. You know what I mean?
Yup. You got a guy like Trey Lyles. Um.
Yeah,
Grant Williams
yeah.
from the
I said that
Celtics.
earlier. Yeah, great. But I don't think he's leaving Boston.
No, I
Uh,
don't think so.
yeah, I
PJ
don't think.
Washington.
Yeah, I said him earlier. Uh,
You know, you got Kenya Martin Jr., Harrison Barnes, but the rest of those guys like Harrison Barnes, Porzingis, Grant, Draymond Green, those guys are like 20 plus million each. And
and they old.
yeah, fact. So
You know
like
what I
I
mean?
don't I don't think I would even go that route either.
Yeah, yeah, nah. But me personally, if we gonna take a shot at anybody, I like George Niang, man. He's not the greatest defender, but he can shoot the. He's an unrestricted free agent. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Well,
He made
Cam Johnson
he
this
made
year made
$6 million last year. I mean, no, he
oh
made $3 million this year,
oh wow.
and he can't be asking for much more than that. So we could get somebody like George Niang for about like $6 to $7 million a year.
Hmm.
Like that's my pick because we need shooting. We
Yeah,
need
we do.
somebody that when Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle doing their thing, you can kick the ball out and you know that's a bucket.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a bucket. You know what I mean? What was his stats on the year? How tall is he? He only got his age. He's 29 years old. He's 29 years old. Uh, come on.
There's some guys on this list, man. We'll see. I
Yeah,
even heard Russell Westbrook's name, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know how that would fit.
yeah. Niang, he was 8 points, two rebounds, one assist in 20 minutes. No, 19 minutes of play this season. Shooting
And
45
then
from the field.
14-5 with Derrick Rose. That's gonna help us when that comes off the book.
Yeah,
Yo, you know who will be a nice off the bench and is a pretty good two-way player? Jordan Clarkson, bro.
yeah, yeah. But then at the guard, we already have a jam log at the guards. Like we already got somebody that we like that don't get PT uh in Deuce. He don't get PT. So now you put somebody else in there that can garnish the PT. So that means
Yeah,
Josh Hart or Quentin Grimes is gonna lose minutes.
yeah,
Like
that's true.
uh but Nene ain't shot 40% from three this year.
That's not bad.
No, excuse me. Yeah, he shot yeah. Yeah, he shot 40% from three this year. He's shooting 46% from three in a postseason.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. So if you ask me, that's the guy I like if we're gonna sign somebody in the off season. And if Obi is obviously not obviously, if Obi's going to be the odd man out,
Yep.
unless you get somebody else that can knock down the 3 pointer, Yin Yang coming off the bench will be nice. Again, he's not the greatest defender, but he's no slouch. Like I don't see people going at him defensively. You feel me? Like when I watch the game, it's never the game plan. Whoever Niang is guarding, that yeah, we're gonna attack that guy. You feel me? So I like Niang. I don't know what's going to happen with Obi, but
Yeah. We'll
like you
see.
said, he may be the odd man out.
Yeah. He might be, man, because he's not. He doesn't seem to me like a guy that Tommy T trusts. Like I always feel like he gives him an opportunity, but when he does something wrong, it's
Yeah,
blatantly like get out the game,
his
come
game
sit
don't.
down.
Yeah, his game don't fit in with how this team plays.
Yeah,
You feel
nah,
me? Like this is a very gritty team, and
yeah,
Obi unfortunately is not a gritty player.
mhm,
Like everybody else on the team, dogs, man.
yeah, except
Obi,
him.
yeah, Obi's not really a dog. He's a kind-hearted, nice guy. Like he don't have a mean streak. You feel me? I feel like everybody on the team has some kind of a mean streak. Even Emmanuel quickly, even though he looks very jovial, but when you see him play, he play with that aggression and that, like especially on the defensive end. Like Obi don't have that. You know what I mean? And
Nah,
I
that's
like
true.
Obi. I like Obi. I think Obi is extremely talented. It's just he just don't fit in, man. He don't
Nah,
fit in.
true.
You know what I mean? Like, and we need to fix that part. You know what I mean? And we need somebody that could come in off the bench and just straight up get a bucket.
Yeah, that's true. We do,
You know what I
and
mean?
Emmanuel quickly was that, but in the playoffs, man, he really hit a wall. Them lights was super bright on him.
Yeah, he started getting real timid and overthinking.
Yeah,
You feel
man.
me? Like,
Yeah. So
I hope he work on the watch tape and work and be like, yo, I was wilding. I was
um,
wilding. I need to fix that.
yeah, man. But I'm about to jump up out of here.
Yeah,
Your
me too,
man, your
Brody.
man is your man is your man is fighting them eyelids.
Yeah, nah, I respect it. Me too, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean?
Yo,
I'm
facts,
about to,
facts.
and I'm
But
trying to get up early tomorrow to go hit the court, put up some shots, man.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I haven't been able to do that. Today was my first day back of working out, and when I left the gyms, bro, I kid you not, I had the ill spaghetti legs, son. Ill spaghetti legs, B. I was like, wow, I gotta get back on it. This Sunday, I'm starting my beach workout again, so I'm gonna go in with that, and but I'm gonna be doing some more of these, you know, not as much as a lot of other people do, but we will still be out here when we hear stuff.
Yeah,
In the off season it usually be quiet, for the
yeah,
most part, because we don't like talking about rumors. Basically,
yeah.
we
That's a
like
fact.
talking about facts. So, um,
So I say this: y'all should pay attention to the YouTube. You probably see more shorts
right,
uh, of us talking about things that's going on
hmm
versus these lives. Uh,
right,
you know what I mean? So if you ain't subscribed already, Maddie Smooth, man, you gotta subscribe to the YouTube, Brody. You know what I
word,
mean?
Maddie. Subscribe to the
Make sure you
YouTube.
where the banner at. Hold on.
Let me see. I think I got it.
And I got it. Boom. Yeah. Make
There
sure
you
you
go.
subscribe to the YouTube so you can
Yeah,
you can keep in contact with us. Make sure you subscribe to the Twitter. Like follow us on Twitter because Kev is more active on the Twitter than I am. He's gonna be more active on the Twitter during the off season because I can't deal. I cannot deal with some of the things that are being said on Twitter right now. I was on today and I was scrolling and I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this all off season. I'm not doing this
I don't
because
blame you, bro. It's
those guys
ridiculous.
over there is wilding. But again, if you want to keep in contact with us, I do check still. I talk that shit, but I do scroll. I might not tweet as much, but I do be scrolling. Uh, yeah, follow us on Twitter. I might put up a video, a little short here and there, talking about some nonsense I've heard. But yeah, we're more active on those than we are going to be on Facebook in the upcoming off season. But you know, Draft. I don't know what we're doing unless we move up in a trade for a draft pick. Yeah, I mean, unless we did. You
Let's
get
see, cause last when was it? Last actually last year I did a draft party,
yeah,
and I did a draft party. It did pretty good. So let's see. I'm thinking about doing something like that again. If it's not too crazy, let's see what
yeah, yeah.
happens. But yeah, y'all. So I appreciate, or we appreciate everybody that pull up. Appreciate Anna for pulling up. Always a pleasure talking Knicks with her. And if you got anything else you want to say,
Nah, man. Good night, y'all.
good night, y'all. Have a good one.
All right, see y'all next
Later,
time.
later.